Have you ever wondered why some men seem oblivious to the emotional needs and perspectives of others? Welcome to our deep dive into the labyrinth of narcissistic ignorance. This term may sound complex, but it's fairly straightforward. Narcissistic ignorance is the inability or refusal to recognize the feelings and viewpoints of others, often stemming from a sense of self-importance and entitlement. In relationships, this can manifest as an almost willful disregard for the emotional needs and aspirations of their partners. Imagine a man who consistently prioritizes his own needs, ambitions, and desires above those of his partner. This isn't just thoughtlessness or insensitivity, it's a distinct form of ignorance, rooted in a narcissistic mindset. And when this ignorance combines with the self-absorption of narcissism, it creates a challenging environment for those in its radius. It can lead to emotional exhaustion and frustration for those who yearn for empathy, understanding, and mutual respect in their relationships. When ignorance combines with narcissism, it can create a challenging environment for those around them. Emotional intelligence and intellectual humility are often missing in narcissistic men. This emotional ignorance is not just a lack of understanding about feelings, it's a fundamental disconnect from the emotions of others. It's as if they're colorblind to the vivid spectrum of human emotions, seeing only in shades of self-interest. This lack of emotional intelligence can lead to a breakdown in communication and a lack of empathy, making it challenging to connect on a deeper level. On the other hand, intellectual arrogance can be just as damaging. Narcissistic individuals often dismiss the perspectives of others, believing that their viewpoint is the only one that matters. This intellectual arrogance can stifle open conversations and create barriers to understanding. They hold steadfast to their beliefs, dismissing any evidence to the contrary as irrelevant or incorrect. Engaging in a constructive dialogue with a narcissistic individual can be like walking on thin ice. Selective ignorance isn't a coincidence, it's a tactic. It's a crucial part of the narcissist's arsenal. You see, narcissistic men often cherry-pick information, only acknowledging what reinforces their beliefs while conveniently dismissing anything that challenges their worldview. This selective attention isn't just about preserving their ego, it's a tool for manipulation. Imagine a conversation where your point of view is constantly sidelined or worse, completely ignored. It's frustrating, isn't it? Now amplify that frustration over time and you'll start to see how this tactic can wear down a person's self-esteem and sense of reality. In a more sinister twist, narcissists may even exploit this ignorance for control. By manipulating the narrative, they ensure that they remain the center of attention, the hero in their own story, and everyone else? They're just supporting characters. Manipulation and selective attention feed the narcissistic ego, leaving others feeling powerless. But remember, understanding this tactic is the first step towards reclaiming your power. Gaslighting, a manipulative tactic, can lead to a distorted reality. This psychological game of power can make you question your own perception, and the emotional toll it takes on women in a relationship with an ignorant narcissistic man can be immense. It's like living in a fog of confusion, where your reality is constantly being rewritten to suit someone else's narrative. But know this, you are not alone, and there is a way out. Maintaining your self-esteem and mental health is paramount. Start by trusting your instincts. If something doesn't feel right, it probably isn't. Reach out to trusted friends or professionals who can provide objective perspectives. Equip yourself with knowledge about narcissistic behaviors and gaslighting techniques. This will help you identify when you're being gaslighted. Remember, it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to prioritize your well-being. Recognizing gaslighting and learning to counter it can be a crucial step towards empowerment. Knowledge is power, especially when dealing with narcissistic ignorance. It's critical to understand that the more we know about this behavior, the better equipped we'll be to confront it. Raising awareness about narcissistic ignorance is not just about arming ourselves. It's about creating an enlightened community that can recognize and respond to these behaviors. But how do we go about educating our communities? Well, it starts with open dialogue. We can host workshops, facilitate discussions, and share resources about narcissistic behavior and its impact. Social media platforms can be powerful tools for spreading information and reaching a wider audience. Educational institutions, too, can play a significant role by incorporating discussions about emotional intelligence and healthy relationships into their curriculums. Support networks, such as therapists, counselors, and support groups, can also provide invaluable insight and guidance. Remember, ignorance thrives in silence, but knowledge blossoms in the light of conversation. Together, we can create a supportive environment for those navigating relationships with narcissistic individuals.